just found out
Thanks,
because
Josh.
the Ken Ham Bill Nye thing is also going on.
What's that?
The Ken Ham and Bill Nye are debating creation versus evolution.
Really? Oh my God, I need to watch that.
You can't because you're here.
Oh, it's a lie?
It's a lie that it'll
Tell
be up
him right
later.
now.
Don't leave. Don't leave. But I just found out that Ken Ham, the creationist guy, is put D-News on his slides for some reason.
Nice.
And I'm just like, what is he doing? How is he repurposing our words?
Well-
what is going to happen? I don't like this.
See, I totally
Basically,
get it.
I have to leave.
In the
You guys know.
in the beginning,
Yeah.
God created the heavens and the earth.
Like the D-News logo.
Right, and then there were dinosaurs, and that all started like 10,000 years ago. Just, as long as you remember that, everything's going to be fine.
So that conversation's done.
Yeah.
Right? You just figured it out.
Conversation
It's
over.
we're
I love
good.
D-News, man. Like, I was a subscriber right away, and I still watch it like crazy. Even
Thank
if I
you.
didn't know you, I would love D-News, so it makes perfect sense to me. Because it's science, God
Yeah.
damn it.
But at no point did we ever say, like, creationism rules. Wait, we did a video called Creationism Rules.
How many exclamation points were there?
There were 4, and it was in all caps because that's how you get people's attention on
I know.
YouTube.
Right.
No, you're supposed to phrase it as a question or something like that. Like, what way of living your life makes you feel better as a human? Watch this video to find out.
Yeah. That's how we basically. I like to be like on Mr. Show or on Saturday Night Live. I like to be one of those newscasters. It's like 5 things in your kitchen are killing you right now. Keep watching to find out which. But first,
That's the whole premise behind D-News,
Yeah.
right?
Fear.
Like, that's what I thought, anyway. And a couple of the other shows that you were on, they're all like really sort of extreme, everything's going to kill you shows. I've noticed this. I've discovered your running theme, Anthony. I've figured out exactly what you're doing in order to make yourself famous.
yeah, I'm using shock jock journalism.
Yeah.
Really.
Your hair's not
Because
long
nature
enough.
hates you.
Video games suck. Welcome to the stream. Take it. That's more shock jock journalism.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Well done.
You're good at this.
Yeah, that's why you're
I'm doing a horrible
professional.
job. I believe that we're live.
Really?
Yeah,
For
I believe we're live.
Did they
hey
hear
guys.
everything that we just said?
Yeah, for the last 2 minutes.
Oh my God. Sorry.
So, hey everyone, I'm here. Adam is not here. Adam is at Dice right now.
Oh, because he's important.
He's a very important man. He has
Well,
important
that actually
dudes.
makes sense because he kind of is.
He kind of is, and
Yeah.
he's got a lot of important dudes to talk to over at Dice. But dude, there are other important dudes, and I have 3 of them here from Area 5.
Who? Oh.
That guy.
Oh, us?
We got Matt and Ryan and
Shucks.
Jason. If you haven't heard yet, they are doing a documentary series. They're kickstarting it right now, all about video games culture. It's called Outerlands, and you can find their Kickstarter at bit.ly/Outerlands. We'll put that on screen as well as in the chat. But it's gonna be rad. But they need
I'm
money.
glad you think so. We think it's going to be rad, but in our completely unbiased, completely objective opinion, we think it's going to be rad. But yeah, I mean, if people like video game culture, I think they would like a documentary series about video game culture.
I'm pretty sure that if you like video games, you'll like the show. That's all I'll say. I'll just leave it simple
That's
like
it.
that.
All right, let's play.
Do you
some
like
fucking-
video games? Then give us $200,000, and that's all we're gonna tell you. Just trust me. I need this money.
All I want is, if you got $1, give me $1. That would be awesome.
It doesn't
just
have to be
$1. I don't need
$200,000.
$200,000. Just give me $1 and tell your buddy that you play games with to give me $1 too, and I will make you one of the best shows about video games you ever saw. Probably.
You also only have 10 more days left to make it happen.
So please.
Kind of running out of time.
And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Kickstarter terms of service, but if you don't make your Kickstarter, you have to commit ritualistic suicide.
It's true. I'm prepared. I've bought my wakizashi. I'm good to go.
You either get everything you ever wanted, or it's
you're
all
done.
over.
Yeah.
We're
bought a
playing a
potato
couple
peeler.
games today. We're not playing Alan Wake.
Aw.
Because that's me and Adam. That's what we do, and I can't do that.
That's your
without him.
special time.
That's our special
I can
friend
respect
time.
that.
That's
I
cute.
can respect that.
It's cute.
But we have 2 amazing games for you. Right now we're playing The Floor is Jelly, which just came out. It's a physics platformer.
It's pretty cool.
Should I go? Should I go somewhere?
You should
Yeah, go somewhere.
All
Do
right.
some things.
Little thing jumping around, that's Ryan with the keyboard right now. It's just out for PC right now, right?
Yep.
Okay. And the really cool thing is that Did Disaster Piece do all the soundtrack? Or just
Yeah,
some
he
of it?
did.
Yeah. So Disaster Piece, who's one of the musicians that we've tagged into our tag teamed into our Outerlands project. He's going to be doing some music for us for Outerlands for the OST. And he did the music in this game. So if you're wondering what Outerlands might sound like, this is probably a pretty good representation.
It's just going to sound like frogs.
Yes. And
Outerlands
no
is
music.
mostly frog
There's no
based.
I was
music
going
in
to say
this
there's
stage?
no music right now. This
Oh
is
my
the hub-
God!
This is a
This
bad.
is
Yeah,
this is
we
a
didn't
hub
time
where-
this properly.
Yeah.
Get to a stage where there's some music. Quit making me look like an asshole. Yes, Disaster Piece, whose main track, you might have heard of it before, it's called Silence. It's very avant-garde.
Yeah. He's the John Cage of video games. So if you guys, if Area 5 is new to you, if you don't recognize these dudes, they are from the 1UP show and Co-op.
Yes.
And you guys made the Street Fighter anniversary documentary.
I am
We
Street
did.
Fighter.
I am Street Fighter, yeah. Which you can watch the whole thing on YouTube right now for free. Capcom put it up. That made us very, very happy because before it was only available on the collector's edition, which, I think they only made a total of 30,000 of. But this last August, they put up the entire thing for free on YouTube. And apparently, at least from the YouTube comments, people seem to be digging it, which is unusual for YouTube comments.
And you guys also did the making of for The Last of Us.
We did.
Which was really good.
Yeah, that was good times as well. You have to get that with the season pass with The Last of Us. We're hoping that it'll eventually come out in other locations. I know Naughty Dog wants it to come out in other locations, but for right now, there's no news on that. But man, that was such an awesome project. I mean, who doesn't want to hang out at Naughty Dog for like 4 or 5 months? And just be like, hey, show me how you make games.
Especially while they were making The Last of Us.
I know.
If only you had been there for a game that had caught on.
That people like,
Yeah.
and that like swept award ceremonies recently and everything. Yeah, if only. And then, of course, like it's really cool to get to talk and hang out.
Oh, now we're talking crime.
Oh my God, look at that.
That just happened. I'm into
was
that.
Awesome. Cool. So now do you have
What
to
you?
wall
Oh,
jump up
what
that
you
whole
guys
other
like
side?
mechanics? Jeez.
You like gameplay? What's that about?
Just being a flea simulator wasn't enough for you before? Jeez, guys, that was the wrong door, actually.
Is he supposed to be a flea?
No, I don't know.
Oh,
He's just
okay.
a little
I don't-
man or woman. It's unclear.
Could be anything, really.
It's pretty awesome, though.
Yeah, this
I love,
game's
like-
lovely.
And I
I
like,
love the little animations with the legs as he runs.
yeah.
But now we
The
can
music
hear
is
music.
great, and I love that all the sound effects are procedural instruments for the game. I like stuff like that.
Yeah, one of the things that Disaster Piece is incredibly good at and actually, loves tweaking out on in this little studio there is dynamic music, and that's one of the great things about video games is there's a because video games are primarily interactive in an interactive art form, it gives you and sound designers lots of ways to sort of interact with one another in a conversation rather than just have music played for you in a linear fashion. And
So what you're saying is it's a really good use of the medium to have dynamic music. And
I mean,
sound.
I guess if you want to put words in my mouth.
Some people in the chat chime in, Kyle Yonut and Gimp in My Pants,
All right. It's a good place for a game.
saying the making of The Last of Us was amazing and the Street Fighter doc was amazing.
Oh, good. Thank you
you.
very much. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, we had a good time making it.
And some people are doing some floor is jelly riffs. They're doing some solid comedy riffs.
What sort of
So
riffs?
chicken dinner, if the floor is jelly, is the roof peanut butter.
Indeed.
And then Queen PlayStation goes, well, that makes the walls crusts.
Ah,
If
bread
this,
crust.
then this. Good comedy writing,
No,
you
I
guys.
get it.
I'm into it.
This
Keep
part,
going.
I will say, I want to
Yeah.
warn the stream now. I played this part before yesterday, and this part right here took me about 10 minutes, so I'm probably going to die a bunch. I'm going to do my best.
It seems like it gets pretty difficult pretty quick.
Yeah, it's also, right now, the game, lovely as it is, only supports keyboard as its only input method, and
You mean the one true input method?
I don't know if
PC
you've,
for life.
I don't know if you've ever tried to play a platformer with just a keyboard, but it is rather
It is.
difficult.
It
It's
does
weird.
seem like this could really benefit a lot from analog controls.
Oh,
It does. I
definitely.
don't even give me a D-pad, man. D-pad and a button or two.
Man, we should have tried to set up X-Pattern before we did this.
No, that would have been untrue representation of actual game experience, my friend.
We would have had to put an asterisk over this whole fine print under the
the-
entire live stream.
So I'm assuming that this doesn't have like the Super Meat Boy record emotion thing where after you die it shows every death.
No, they would prefer you forgot about all your deaths.
I can respect that.
A Sleepy Panda says that they like the way that the birds have to adjust to everything happening. We were talking about this. We were playing Nidhogg on your stream the other night.
Yeah.
On your Twitch channel, which is Twitch TV/Outerlands. And we were talking about how just little details like that, like the squirrels in the wilds in Nidhogg.
Yeah.
Even though you don't have to, you're not simulating like a real world. You're not doing anything too in depth, but just those little details add so much to a world.
To me, that's what makes a game. Like I like feeling like the space isn't just a game stage, you know, like that there's a reason for things to be there. And admittedly, when you're in a game like this, you know, primarily it does really feel like a game stage and not a real world. But
it still has the sense of place.
Right, a little bit of detail here and there can really make all the difference.
Like, you know, those little jump pads, they don't have to be flowers that close. They could just be like arbitrary representations of springs or something like that.
I thought they were strawberries.
Your mom's
there
a
you go.
strawberry.
It doesn't really matter as long as they look like
Nicely
something.
done.
Well done, sir. That was a lot less than 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
Azure Mirage wants to know if the soundtrack for this is available anywhere.
I do not believe so.
I don't think so.
Disaster Piece was crunching on this right up to the very end. So I think the only thing he was worried about was making sure that the game was ready to ship.
Yeah, because I grabbed it off Humble. It's not on Steam right now.
No.
So it's at the thefloorisjelly.com, and right now your only option is $8.99 on Humble with no soundtrack option. So hopefully he'll add that soon because I love Disaster Piece music.
One of the things about dynamic music, though, is that it really is, you know, when the music is designed up front to be interactive, there isn't like a real front to back version of these songs yet. Like that's an additional task that needs to be done after the fact. So if you really want to hear the music, the best way to do that right now is to buy this game and play it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and make your own and be part of the conversation with the people that made it. You know, I think that's great. That's what sets our platform apart from, you know, film, music, television, all that other dumb stuff.
Well, you're like part of the creating process because you're like, I'm not going to play it the same way you're going to play it. You know.
This game's making me unhappy now. Just kidding. No, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So is it the kind of thing where did Disaster Piece do anything other than like, you know, the music and the generative music part of it? But who did the programming and the graphics and stuff like that? Do you know?
It was Ian Snyder, wasn't it?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right on. Well done.
He was working on it for a while too. He had a Tumblr going. I think he's been making it for 2 years.
It was in the IGF, the International Independent Games Festival. Well, it is international.
Yeah, it's true.
It was a part of the Independent Games Festival, I think for 2011 or 12. And since then he's been sort of in the student competition, and he's been working on it since then. And so Rich Freeland, Disaster Piece, has been attached to the project for a good little while, and they've just been slowly banging away on it.
Well done.
Gimp in My Pants.
Again.
You may remember Gimp in My Pants from such
forget.
things as commenting about how much they liked your documentary. Just said, I'm embarrassed when people say my screen name out loud. This was Gimp in My Pants, by the way.
Right.
Wait, what was his name?
Gimp in My Pants.
Okay. Just wanted to get
It's a really dumb name. I thought it was funny at the time. I was 15 years old then. Lots has changed. So, like, not only is Gimp in My Pants embarrassed, but we also got like a really good comment about that, like kind of like hints at the subtext of how hard their life has been and the experience they've gone through.
Exactly.
I like that
Due
comment.
to that screen name. And like I think there's a lot of people on the internet that have come to regret their screen names, you know, like Shadow Skull Warrior 520.
I would love to have Shadow Skull Warrior 520. Shadow Skull Warrior 1 through 999 were taken.
Right, exactly. Is there any reason, like, so every now and then you go back accidentally, is there any reason to go back to a stage, go back to the window just
The game has a slightly open world structure, and in a lot of areas you'll find a warp that takes you back to a place that is more like a hub area. But occasionally, once you get a little bit further in this game, you do need to sort of traverse many areas.
Oh, that's cool.
This game has more depth than you might imagine. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, it just looks like a series of sequential levels instead of something where it has a little bit more of a world structure to it.
Yeah,
impressive.
I jumped us through some of the very early tutorial stages at the beginning and died. And put us in the first of the hub worlds. And so from there, there's a few different, 3 or 4 different choices of ways that you can go. And then and each of those areas is slightly different and has different mechanics. And I haven't completed this game, but in playing through more of it since then, it's clear that sort of trend continues. And as you go into new areas, not only do the graphics and sound change, but the mechanics, like new mechanics, are constantly being introduced.
So are different levels more bouncy, more jelly-y, or do you mean like they introduce new elements like new obstacles?
New obstacles, new key items, new. One of the areas that I recently got to in the game I've been playing at home is see this wall that I'm standing on, this like dark blue sort of structure.
Yeah.
Imagine areas where there's a dotted outline of other structures like that, and as you jump into them, that one flicks on and the one you're on flicks off. So there's like a sort of, I guess the best way to think of it is that there's just a bunch of really creative level structures that are built into the system, so that you probably won't get tired as you're playing through it.
Nice.
There's water areas. So water, the way that it works is that, instead of gravity pulling you down, the gravity or whatever, the water pressure pulls you back up once you go down. So there's lots of areas where you try to get up very high, jump down.
Why don't you stop dying and show us another area?
I don't have the level skip tool, Anthony.
Why don't you not die though and just move
I'm
forward?
moving forward. I am moving forward. You guys are jerks. I'm never playing games with you guys again.
If you could just go more forward than you're going though.
If I stop talking and playing, then maybe.
Have we passed the level with the track that we heard when we were at his place?
I don't even remember. I can't hear the game very well in this studio. But I don't need to be able to hear it. I can play without the music.
I don't think he wants to hear that.
It's in the background, but if they turned it up too loud, then there'd be terrible feedback on the microphones and echo.
Maybe I should go that way. This does
That
seem
would make
like
it
a
really
good way
awful
to
for the
go.
live streamers.
The developer of this that one guy looks like Michael Stipe.
The developer looks like Are you looking at me? I look like Michael Stipe.
I don't know, man.
Can we bring up a photo
I'm
side
trying to
by
figure out
side?
which one of us would look like Michael Stipe.
Is there a corner we can put this guy in?
Yeah.
Or maybe a spotlight we can
Yeah.
flip on? Josh, is there a spotlight in here?
Let's bring one in.
Dave Sully says the bouncing on jelly reminds me of Mario Sunshine a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. How about that? What does the
see that.
falling off the edge remind you of?
Alan Wake.
Methinks thou hast been playing a little bit too much Alan Wake.
I only like games with circle trees in them, like these.
And then Loco Roco.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love Loco Roco.
So good.
I could start over and go to a completely different area. Let's do
Go
that.
to a different area.
All right.
Let's see something
Yeah,
new.
this area is dumb.
You're
I
dumb.
hate this area.
No.
Save
My
and
mom
quit.
likes this area.
This is not your father's area.
I'm going in again. I'm diving back in, coach.
Put me back in.
Oh no. Options.
What have you done?
Delete save data. Boom.
Oh, but you.
Yes,
made it
delete
so
my save.
Why don't you make that full screen?
Why do you like full screen?
Just because it
Really
looks better on the
Just
internet.
explore the space, dude.
There's a Logitech update. I don't know if you guys know this.
Oh my God, what have you done?
How do you get rid of the taskbar? Oh my God.
Oh God, what are you doing?
There we go.
I'm making it work. I know how to use Windows, you guys.
Do you?
So
Anyway,
is
these
this
guys
just-
can't use a computer, but they're making a documentary. And
You don't, need to know how to use computers to hold a camera.
you
God.
don't need computers to make videos.
You guys are jerks.
Not anymore. That's one reason why
That's-
we wanted to start this project, is nobody believed we could do it on film.
No, we're doing it on a movie-ola.
I think our
We're doing
budget
it
would
like
be
that thing that
totally
Roger
different.
Rabbit got that guy's tie stuck in.
Yeah, exactly. In case you don't know what a movieola is, which most of you probably
In case you don't know what Roger Rabbit is,
Oh, man.
he
it
was
would be-
framed.
Keith Swanger says the aesthetics are fantastic. Looks like the controls may be a bit frustrating.
Well, that's because of the whole keyboard thing.
Yeah. But it seems like it has been designed around the idea that, they were using a keyboard to test it,
Yeah. It was a game made by one gentleman with sound and music by one other gentleman, and I think if now that the PC version is done, that the game is actually complete and playable and released, I wouldn't be surprised if someone if they got to making a keyboard or a joystick update and also decided to maybe release it for alternate platforms. So
That makes
it's
sense.
right now. I think it's available for Windows
who's gonna
and
be the first
Mac.
one of us to say that we want it on our Vita? Between you and me, it's usually
you
a
two.
race.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
YouTube.
It's usually a race.
Go ahead and I'll leave this one to you.
Man, and this would be great on the Vita.
There you go. Everythingonvita.com.
I love that you guys are
.tumblr.com.
Vita champions. You're champions for the Vita.
You'll all come around. Oh, you'll all come around.
You're assuming there will still be a Vita when it's time for me to come around.
Oh, dirty.
I really want to play Ollie Ollie. Like
It's real good.
Ryan
Ollie Ollie
showed
looks
me it the other
amazing.
day, and
Yep.
I'm still thinking about it. And when he has his Vita out, I'm like, come on, it's been good a little time in.
Yeah, IGN's Mitch Dyer, a name drop, and I were playing that game, and it was so good.
You did that so natural.
Well, I like that you put the IGN before it too.
Yep.
Like, so that was a full-on name drop.
It was.
It wasn't like, oh, Mitch and I, or Mitch Dyer and I. It was like, IGN.com's Mitch Dyer.
Well, it's because there may be other
You may know
Canadian
him
Mitch
from-
Dyers out there that, I don't want to get confused with that one.
You may know him from such things as screaming at you and setting you on fire on Rust. The most polite, genuinely nice Canadian guy in the world, and then he gets on Rust. That's why I don't play games like Rust.
Because it turns you into a worse person than you
Because
already
it turns you into a terrible, terrible person. Rust and Daisy and all those things. I'll kill a man. I'll kill a man for a can of beans. I don't care. I'll do it.
You may
Daisy
say
sounds
that.
like such a lovely game, though, when you think about it. Ah, Daisy. It just reminds me of flowers
It's the
and
sequel to
apple
Flower.
pie.
Now, the thing about Rust, though, is that we've actually decided to go the other way, and we've formed a police station. We're now the Rust Police.
What?
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
we decided to start protecting people instead of becoming their doom and stealing all their crap,
Which you did before, I'm sure.
which we did before.
Yeah.
And then we
These
got bored
evil
with
things,
it. so.
and then now you're like, we're the cops.
Now we're
Pretty
the
sure
good guys.
that's how the original police stations were formed.
That's how a lot of
To
Wild
kill
West
and
sheriffs
rob
came into
people.
be. Yeah.
We
You
got
roll into
bored
town with a
that.
mysterious past.
Actually, there is a town with a mysterious past in the game now. A bunch of people built up a town they called Woodbury, and our police station protects Woodbury. So
I don't
Rust,
know, man. I don't know.
Barry.
Bury, B-U-R-Y.
wish it was
Our
Woodbury.
Guitar 78. After getting to see Matt Leone and Shu on another stream today, and now you guys here, I'm calling 2014 the year of one-up resurgence.
Nice.
I am so happy to get to see you all again and still loving life and enjoying games. You guys rock.
Aw. Well, it's hard
I
not
hate
to love
life.
games.
Games suck. Shu and Matt Leone can die in a fire.
In Rust.
In Rust, which is not a real game. Just kidding.
Popular misconception: they don't like life. The Area 5 guys hate life. Love
Or video games.
Yeah.
But in fact, our entire Outerlands project is a cynical idea in order to give us money. That's all it really is.
So once again, that's bit.ly/Outerlands
Yeah.
Oh God.
to give your money to a scam
Actually, if you have,
artist. So this is cool. So you are
like
sinking
this.
based
Yeah.
on momentum and then resurfacing.
indeed.
That's awesome. And
See?
so, like you were saying, the current pushes you up, right? So
Yeah.
the further
Yeah.
you go down, the more up you
Do
go.
you guys like mechanics?
Yes.
How you like physics?
You into this gameplay shit? Because I'm
Hold
into
on,
this
part-
gameplay.
This part's tricky.
We got some.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Wait, no. Little dude.
Little dude, do what I tell you.
Azur Mirage says, "What's the deal with round trees? What about square trees like Fez?"
Square trees like
Square
5's,
trees,
those are
okay.
good trees, yeah. I ain't hating on square trees.
They are trees.
I pretty much like all trees. Dead
There's,
trees, live trees, white trees, green trees,
Whoa,
black trees.
whoa, that was
That
amazing.
school of fish
That
was
was
great.
crazy.
Your school of fish.
There
okay,
are
this part's hard.
there are eyeball trees in Starbound. I like eyeball trees too.
Oh yeah. You know what, man? I haven't. Everybody's telling me to keep playing Starbound because I haven't played
Whoa.
it to the point where it's
blew it.
not just Terraria yet.
Yeah, exactly.
And I hear it takes like one of my biggest problems with it is it apparently takes a while before it really starts showing off what it is.
Right, because you have to build things to improve your ship, and as you improve your ship, then you get more recipes, and you're constantly moving from one planet to another, and that's the thing that sort of detracts me from it a little bit. My friend Chris, he and his buddies in Orange County rented a server that they allowed me on, and he put it best. He was saying like the thing that I think is different about Starbound that from a Minecraft or a Rust that I don't really like is that you don't establish a single home base that you stick with. Like, you could spend all of this time building up a base on a planet and everything, but the only way to progress in the game is to move on to new sectors and new planets, which kind of makes your ship your only real viable home. So it feels like there's a lot of mechanics in the game that might be wasted.
What is progression in Starbound though? Like
New
what's
recipes
That's
to make new shit.
Okay.
So that you can get to more new places, so that you can get new recipes. You know, like there are materials and stuff that you can't get before you're able to get to the next sectors.
What if I just like want to build a little house?
There's this really lovely game called Animal Crossing.
It's true.
Jason Atwood says that his last handheld system was the original N-Gage Taco.
Oh,
What?
that's unfortunate.
Wow.
I had one
Wow.
of those. I side talked a
did.
little bit.
You
What
did
was the
side
name of
talk.
the What was the name of the game that was like isometric, and you played as parodies of other video game characters, and it was like their big title on the N-Gage.
I don't know. I only used it as a
can't
phone. I didn't actually.
I was gonna say when I first
play
met you,
games
you
on
had it.
Yeah.
You were side talking.
Well, no, I very shortly after that got the second N-Gage,
But you
which didn't side talk.
But you got it as part of being in the video game press, right? You didn't go out and buy it, or did
No,
you
I
go out
don't.
and buy it?
Could you do that?
Could you actually buy an Engage?
Did
I
they sell
don't
any,
know.
or did they just burn them
I think they just
immediately?
gave it
Right.
away.
Oh no, that was just Gizmondo that did that.
Ah, right, yeah.
They
No,
just-
they did sell Engage. It was actually a platform for a while.
You could buy it. You could spend money on it if you wanted to.
I remember way back in the day when I worked at the now long deceased GameSpy, rest your soul. The Engage actually paid GameSpy money to develop an Engage channel to cover Engage games.
Wow.
Game
And
journalism's
Game
guys.
journalisms.
Wow.
That makes me
Yep.
sick to my
I mean,
stomach.
I feel the same way about the N-Gage, sort of, that I do. Well, the Sidekick was a better device, but I had a Sidekick, and I feel the same way about both of them, which was like, it was like glimpsing into the future that we're living in now, where it's like, one day I'm just gonna have this thing in my pocket that does everything I
Right.
need.
Yeah, I
What's
mean,
that gonna be like? Well, it's not gonna be like an N-Gage. It's-
so it's like wrong idea, wrong execution. Or right idea, wrong
Everyone
execution.
the idea was simple. Everyone knew that that's what we wanted. A computer in our pocket that was always on the internet. Like,
Yeah.
that was the easy part. Someone making it was the hard part.
Yeah, really. Well, it's because everybody always tried to make something that was the lowest common denominator or had the cheapest. Wow, dude, this stage is crazy.
Well, you got to sort of memorize where you're going,
Yeah.
and I keep forgetting.
Let's get through this one, and then we're gonna play some Dust Force.
Right on. That's a game I still haven't seen. I'm looking forward to it.
Dust Force is great. Dust Force is basically a really precise, like, ninja combat platformer.
I
but
like
they-
all of these words that you just used.
But they sprite swapped it, and you're a janitor sweeping things instead.
What?
But if you can imagine, like, the mobility of a ninja, like in a 2D Ninja Gaiden game.
So good.
It's like
You
a
know.
ninja custodian?
Yeah,
I wish-
exactly.
I can only hope that the character model looks like Michael Richards from UHF, and he's talking about his mop or whatever.
Oh, I love it.
That'd be wonderful.
That would be so wonderful.
Nathan Rubidou says, I am colorblind, and these colors are still nice to watch.
Aw.
Oh, nice.
Colorblind game design is something that's always fascinated me, because there is a way to do it right,
But then there's.
but you just have to know how to do it.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. But there's also several types of color blindness.
Yes.
And which type do you design toward? I mean, can you?
It's basically about making it, from what I understand, very high contrast and very complementary. The color, you know what I mean? So all the
Right.
colors have to be really separate from one another.
Gotcha. So that even if the colors look similar to you due to your color blindness, the chroma key will keep
Exactly.
objects separated.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
So like down underwater here, you can see that it's like it's purple and yellow, complementary colors, and then you've got these like blues and reds.
Did you guys ever watch The State?
Yeah.
There was one particular sketch that was about a sideways house. I'm reliving that sketch in my mind. I guess I should say in that sketch, the house is sideways, and so in the middle of the night, the son in the house falls down the stairs, but the stairs are sideways, so he ends up dying, because he breaks his
Nick
neck
just-
trying to go to the bathroom.
Nick Robinson, back in the control room, started typing this as you were talking.
Damn this
sideways house. It's not funny. It's dangerous.
That's exactly right. I'm reliving that in my head now, except it's about the floor being jelly. Damn this jelly floor!
Azur Mirage says, out of curiosity, guys, what's your opinion on the death of really big franchises in the last generation?
Which ones?
Like Duke Nukem, which has actually just been announced, I think, that it's even back from the dead again.
Yeah.
Franchises are dying?
I don't know that they are.
They-
I feel like
everything
they're
can always come back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Thief is almost back. There's lots of games.
That's
that
the
keep trying
thing
to
is
come
they're
back.
just swapping out ones that we're tired of, that we have fatigue about,
Right.
with new ones that we forgot about. They're just like, hey, remember this? Oh, I do. Great,
Right.
we'll give you this every year for the next 3 years instead of what we were giving you.
How many times did Prince of Persia get rebooted?
Oh my
That's
God.
all.
Oh,
I'll
that's
ask
a
you.
good point.
The real question is, how many times did Prince of Persia get rebooted well? The answer is once. One time.
Yeah. Well, and so here's the question, I guess, to I don't even remember who you said
Azur
that.
Mirage.
Azure Mirage. The only question I would ask you back is which franchises do you have in mind that you are thinking are like, oh, this is dead and I wish it wasn't dead any longer?
Yeah. So
Gears
think
of
about
War.
the next generation launch.
Yeah, but Gears of War didn't
immediately
die.
launched.
Shut
Just
up.
kidding. It's already
Assassin's
they announced
Creed.
one. Assassin's Creed.
Like, just right off the bat, they're like, don't worry, a new Assassin's Creed on these new consoles. And I'm like, dude, there's nothing I want less.
Yeah, big
nothing
surprise, a new Assassin's Creed.
It's fine, but it's just like, dude, I've been playing one every year. It's
Will
the
there be a
same.
Madden? I was really curious if there would be a Madden.
I really hope that there will be Sportsketball.
Wow.
On
I love the
Wii U.
momentum that you can build in this game, going through the water and the air and the way that they react. That's
Let's
back and forth.
let's swap over to some
Pretty
Dust
great.
Force.
It's a good idea. Let's do that.
That's a
do
video
that.
game right there.
That's a video game. The Floor is Jelly is available right now. TheFloorIsJelly.com. It's on Humble Store, so it's DRM free. It's $8.99, I think, for another 24 hours. At which point
Awesome.
it goes up to $9.99, and then it's just like shit.
Just totally not
Never
worth it. It's totally worth
It's
it.
going to cost like $12,000.
$8.99 to $9.99 is just undoable. I'm sorry. That's
That was your
ridiculous.
cutoff point?
Yeah.
Like the $8.79 mark is your cutoff point?
This is How dare you? How dare you?
How dare you work on something for 2 years and then try to live off it afterward?
But that game, that jelly game, Floor's Jelly,
Yeah.
that we were just playing.
Oh,
I
that's
don't know
the
if
one-
you guys
that one.
remember that one.
Yeah.
Did it have frogs?
It does.
Okay.
I highly recommend, putting in some headphones, getting your laptop right next to you, and just curling up with that game. It'll keep you warm at night.
Yeah.
You can pretend your laptop is like a little
That's-
fireplace that you bring with you into your covers, and just tap that space bar.
Tap
and
that space bar.
Hit those D keys.
This is
That
going someplace
soundtrack-
I'm not entirely comfortable with.
Yeah, you started getting a little too. I don't know. Tap that space bar.
That game's cute.
That soundtrack sounded to me like Disaster Piece, sort of by way of David Kanaga, who did Proteus.
A little bit. Less, more traditional instruments. Less. Although you were just listening to it in your earpiece, and we could hear it less. But less traditional instruments, more like blending of analog sounds with computers in very nice ways. It's definitely less like processed and crunchy than his work on 5's, which is pretty much the best video game soundtrack of all
Close
time.
that window. Why are you doing that? Don't do that, Dust Force.
I don't know how
Be
to
good. Be good
make
to us,
video
Dust
games.
Force.
Watch.
Oh, Steam.
Let's just play Broken Age.
It says Yeah.
It's completing installation percent.
Huh.
Percent, huh?
So PC video gaming is this really cool thing, you guys.
Shut your mouth! It's the best. I don't know why. Oh man, you know what's going on right now?
What?
You know what's going on right now? We're logged into my account. My fiance right now is at home trying to play Broken Age. And every time we try to play a game, it's kicking her out of Broken Age. And she doesn't understand why.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
I can log into my account.
Yeah, let's try another game, maybe something that's already installed.
But that was already installed. That's the fun
Yeah.
part.
Okay. Yeah, we can log into
Elder
another account real
Scrolls. There
quick.
we go.
I'm not playing Elder Scrolls.
It's a perfect live stream
Your
game
mic's
for
kind
nobody.
of falling off, Brian, if you want to.
Okay, that's cute.
Remic up.
So if you guys have any questions for these dudes about the Outerlands
Yeah, now's a
that they're
good time.
doing, now is a
Never
great
asked.
time. Their Kickstarter has 10 days left.
Yep.
Dun, dun,
Ends on the
dun.
15th, so if you're looking for that perfect Valentine's Day gift for your gamer girlfriend or gamer husband, then bam.
Or for us.
Or
If you're looking for if you're looking for the best gift for these guys on Valentine's Day, fund their thing.
we would really appreciate it.
That would be fantastic.
And one thing that was really interesting, because we get to see all the cool Kickstarter creator back-end stuff. We get to see all the stats, like people that watch the video, people that finish the video, like where people came from. And where people came from the most was Twitter. So if there's anything at all that you can do to help us out other than giving us money directly, we know what it's like to be poor and not to have any money. You can tweet about it, and you can get other people to tweet about it. And that actually has done more for us than just about anything else. So rock on, Internet. Thank
There
you.
you go. Do that. Do that thing. Azure Mirage says you should get these guys on a casual Friday. Huh.
No.
You guys want to be on casual Friday next week?
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't
Maybe.
know. I'll have to check my schedule. I have a really full week ahead of me, like jet setting around the nation and around the world.
This is a hilarious gag where
Yeah.
you guys don't know that we're shooting next week's Casual Friday with them today.
Exactly.
It's a hilarious joke.
You guys are hilarious.
We're doing funny humor.
I'm
that's
sorry, I don't know comedy.
only funny to us.
Yeah.
Because we're the only ones in on it. Akira2300 asks, where does the name Area 5 come from? I know this one.
Take it, Jason.
Area 5. Where did we think of that?
God, it wasn't-
Where did we think of that?
You're taking it in this really strange
long
direction
ago.
now.
It was a long time ago, I recall.
We got the name from this game that we really like called Rez.
Yep.
What's that?
It's a video game. We were just playing one.
we were
It's
playing a
kinda like
res.
that.
A res?
Rez.
We were
R-E-Z.
doing.
No.
Oh. What were we just playing?
We
A
were
video game?
Oh! Like on the N gauge.
Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha. You have to talk to me in terms that I understand.
So what was special about this video game for us?
Area 5 is the best level in that game, Rez.
Yep.
So, and it was on the Dreamcast. And we really like that game, so we
Put on another game.
Yep.
It's
We
fine, guys. We
named
can't
our
show you. We
company
can't show you Dust
after it.
Force, but Dust
Yeah.
Force is really good. We're having some issues. We're gonna play something else.
And it was also that the whole theme behind Area 5 and Rez is it's all about rebirth, and it's all about fear is the mind killer, and it's really scary to start your own business and stuff like that. So it kind of all meshed together, but they're like the real behind the stories Genesis. We were like, man, we can't think of a name for our company. Who else has a cool name for their company?
8-4.
And they were like, oh, 8-4 play. Oh, well, 8-4, let's see, they're named after the last stage of Mario. What's the last stage of the game that we really like? Rez, Area 5. That's an awesome name.
And that was basically the conversation we had
And
in
now
Ryan's
the
I
room.
just
mystique is ruined.
I just picture you guys going to like the
Jesus.
video game journalist high school reunion, and they're just like, "Yeah, we heard that you started a little company too. That's great.
Yeah.
Area 5, huh?
Rez,
real cool.
that's a
Yeah.
small game compared
Yeah.
to Super
heard
Mario
of-
Brothers. I don't know if you've heard of Super Mario Brothers.
But you guys were always like that. You're always real quirky, always doing your own thing. That's great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Completely unoriginal with everything.
I don't know why, but I'm playing Octodad now.
Because Octodad's great. That's why you're
Oh,
playing
man,
that.
we were
We-
trying to do co-op. That was the hardest thing.
Dude, we did 4-player co-op
Like,
on on the Outerlands live stream last week.
Well, we can continue it. I bet there's
I just felt like Octodad was going to split in 4 ways.
Yeah, it's not 2 Octodads. It's not, it's not 2 players swapping off or anything like that. It's everybody controls an Octodad limb.
Let's try again.
And it's
I think we should
messed
try
up.
again.
You want to try?
I want to try again.
All right.
Are we gonna do some
you just
two-player
turn-
here?
Co-op on.
Yeah.
On. I'm going. Let's see.
me-
Hold on. You got to flip on some
We have
controllers.
3 controllers.
There's
you guys
one
wanna do.
there.
All man chat.
Maybe 3 will be easier than 4.
Hold on. Let me. I'm
gonna take my
hook
jacket
up
off
your.
this. Things are heating up.
I'm gonna
Hey,
be
Area 5.
controller
Ryan
one.
Gilbert wants to know if your documentary is going to come to the UK. Do you guys know where your documentary is going? On the internet.
It's gonna be online. The digital downloads can go anywhere.
Yeah.
So in that sense, yes,
Like
it
the
does-
Matrix.
There we go.
Exactly.
You guys are the legs,
It's
I'll be
everywhere
the
and nowhere
arms.
at
So
once.
I'm 3.
Concepts.
Yeah.
This configuration is not
But
valid.
yes, it will be available everywhere, digital
So I
download, and the Blu-ray
Disabled,
is
there
shipping
we go.
everywhere. So if you actually get the physical Blu-ray, we will ship it anywhere in the world.
Stop the chef.
Why is it called Outerlands?
So we went through like a pretty hardcore process of trying to decide the name for it. I mean,
Legs are going to have to grab
legs,
the
do
nose.
something, legs.
I'm trying.
not
my
With
leg.
these guys right here,
Oh,
you gotta
now I
hold down.
remember.
These guys don't know how to play these.
Yeah.
I haven't played this one yet. I think I'm green leg.
I'm green leg, dude. You're red leg.
There you go.
Kick those things. Come on, stop that thing.
Yeah.
So we, even when we were naming Area
There it
5, one of the things that we hate is we go through the entire process every time is naming it all the stupid gamey things.
Bonus stage.
So it's like
Exactly.
final level, D-pads.
Just gotta throw out all the terrible ideas first.
Like A button, press start.
And there were a lot of bad ideas.
Turbo mode. We went
The
through
documentary was originally called Up, Up, Down, Down, Left, Right, Left, Right.
BA.
No, it
select
actually,
start, yeah.
and you say that out, but it was actually just the arrows and
Yeah.
the button presses. Yeah.
Yeah, that seemed like a good idea at the time.
So
man.
we went through. We had. We
can
tend to
see
like
that
short names. We like long. Short names are really long names. So we Outerlands was on the list for a long time. It was one that we ended up coming back to and
Multiple times.
Multiple times. Part of the reasons that we were axing that name to start was because there is a very famous restaurant in San Francisco called Outerlands, and we thought that might be not the best, and we thought, I don't know why I'm going to trash our name right now, but I'm going to do it. It sounds a little bit like a music festival,
Outerlands,
Where are you
yeah.
guys going this weekend? Man, we got tickets to Outerlands. We're going to go see Dave Matthews Band play.
I love that Dave Matthews is our
I want to
headline
get there
act.
before Jack Johnson goes on.
There's been a couple times like spell check. Like,
Will
we'll
you
be
guys go
texting
into the
each other.
options and turn subtitles on?
Sure.
Like there's a couple times you'll do like a text and we'll say like Outerlands and it'll change it to like Outlands.
Outlanders,
something like that.
I think it's
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
game.
It's in game.
I
Yeah.
don't know why,
no.
but that
Audio.
Graphics. No. Audio. Yeah. Subtitles.
I should remember some of the
Enabled.
other really bad names.
But no, like there were other names we wanted. Like you guys are legs, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking that we could name it something really long and ridiculous. One of the names on the list that made it pretty far was the Never-Ending Society of Endless Button Pushers, or something like that. We had like really long, complicated names that we were thinking of.
Yeah.
But in the end, we wanted something simple that sort of evoked the edges of video game coverage. Going places that people don't go. Something
Yeah.
that felt a little bit spacey, like a little bit like sci-fi, a little bit like
It feels more like the
exploration
title
focused.
for a video game than something that's trying to evoke video games.
Exactly. And that was, again, and it was like, are we going to be a thing or a thing about things?
Yeah.
And we decided that being a thing was okay. So yeah, it's not called Area 5's video game documentary series, but we hope that makes it a little bit nicer when people get posters and T-shirts and
Yeah.
that sort of thing,
Where are you going? We have to get the soda bottle.
So, Urzard is saying, I'll give this game a shot, but there looks like nothing other than the concept of Octopus being a dad, but it's keeping me interested right now.
If you're not fully engaged at this point, then I'm not throwing this bag far enough. Here. Here we go. Here we go. Boom.
Which way are we going?
I don't know.
We have to go
You
up
guys
the
are
tower.
legs.
We have
I'm
to
just
walk
an,
up
So if you
I'm
haven't
just
played
an
before,
arm.
everybody in Octodad has an eye line. You can see he's being looked at. Those are those dots.
Should we kick him?
And if you're doing things that don't seem human, if you're throwing shit around, if you don't know what you're doing, if you're tripping over stuff, they're going to notice you and you will get found out as an octopus, and then your family will find out, and you're afraid that they won't love you anymore.
But-
Octodad.
But Dad.
We have to see
at his
that,
cool
see that plane
sunglasses.
with the, see
I
that
put 'em
plane
on.
with the soda bottle, Jason? That's where we're trying to go.
I'm following you.
I thought you were trying to find
there,
frozen
go
pizza
left.
right now.
Go find the frozen
you gotta
pizza.
go to the frozen dinner section,
It's in the
man.
We
frozen.
were just
Go
over
go
there.
there. Frozen
Well,
delights.
the soda was highlighted though.
Yeah, we'll have to
That's
do
over
that
there.
in a minute. But look at the bottom. It says find frozen pizza. So
gotta
see
be in
that
here,
open?
yeah.
Look, there's an open.
DiGiorno.
Oh, well, we can try there. But there's an open one over there. Here, let me see if I can open this.
At least
Bring me
one
closer.
freezer door is working. Cool.
Give me,
Cool.
Go.
We'll just try all of them.
Matt.
stay closer.
You work here.
All right, walk to the one that's open already.
Clearly that one will not open.
Anyone?
There it is.
Ziff Daddy 4580 asks
Papa Ziff.
the what I consider to be the forbidden question, because it's hard.
Just
What
just
is it?
spit it out.
Spit it out.
What is your favorite
Oh,
video
out
game?
of order. Out of order.
Your favorite video game? Well, the one that I always go to when people ask that question is
I
that
can't
for
get
me
in
it's
there.
easy to suggest my favorite multiplayer video game, and that's Tribes 2. I love that game like a brother.
Yeah.
Yep. So favorite video game though is a much harder question because it's like favorite video game in what genre, favorite
Yeah.
video game in what decade. Like I can't narrow it down to like of all time.
Yeah, it is a
Really
hard
hard. That is
question. What's your favorite video game?
Exactly. Where are we trying to go now?
Oh, I like that little
Still
plop
trying to
thing
get the
back
frozen
there.
pizza. See if you can get in the freezer.
I think you can.
We're going in the freezer. Put us in the freezer, y'all.
I'm
All
trying to. We keep closing it.
That's because you guys keep walking while I'm grabbing it.
I'm not walking. Jason's walking.
There we
There
go.
you go.
getting in there.
Walk
I'm the red leg.
through
I'm the green leg.
the
I'll get this
freezer.
stuff out of here.
Let's just get in there.
Climb it. Climb
We can
it.
do it.
Trying.
Put the legs up atop the thing,
Trying.
and then we will go over the thing.
Man, favorite video games I like. Man,
Oh my gosh.
Here, let me try to get
I
this.
feel like I'm
stuff
gonna
out
I don't know if
explode
we can
whenever
climb
somebody
it.
asks me that.
Oh, I got a leg up there.
here. Other leg. Other leg.
Got it.
Tempest
Yeah.
2000 is up there.
That's a good one.
Tempest 2000. I never played that.
Oh, dude, it's so good.
Oh, we can go through.
Knights is probably the game that got me
did?
into video games, which is weird.
That's a
'cause,
weird game.
Whoa!
Octodad.
That's one way to do it.
We got the frozen pizza. Boom. Video games.
That was good game design because just as I was getting tired of going through the freezer, they just warped you to
They
the
just like
end.
made it happen. Let's do that again.
Here, I can list many of my
Commander Video Rental. I love that.
I can
Oh, that's great.
I can list many
back
of my
over to the
favorite
video
video
rental.
games.
Yeah,
whoa.
do it, Ryan.
Okay, here we go. Super Mario Brothers, The Legend of Zelda, The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, Street Fighter 2, The World War. Actually, Street
surprised
Fighter
you didn't
2
say Metroid.
Turbo Hyper Fighting, Metroid, Super Metroid, Half-Life, Half-Life 2. So basically, Super Mario 64, Wipeout series,
go
Soul
up the tower,
Calibur. Are you
Jason.
guys bored yet? Just go to like Metacritic or
Calibur?
something and look at all the
Two?
top-rated games. They're probably the ones I like.
We got to go up the
Soul
tower.
Calibur 1. You gotta climb.
Don't worry, dude, you're sticky because you're an octopus.
I can grab, but I need your help.
Surprises says video games are my favorite video games.
There
Oh,
you go. That's a good answer.
I think if I was a video game designer, then maybe making video games would be my favorite video game
Yeah.
I think I've seen that somewhere
in a film.
in a documentary.
Hey, why are you guys going in this hole? Can't you get us out of
I'm
here?
trying to get out. There we go.
Which way are you trying to crawl, Matt?
Go to the left.
This is like that episode of The Wire
Can you
when
turn the camera around?
they're both pushing and pulling at the same
Yeah.
time.
Did it.
Jason and I are pretty good when we're walking on flat
I
ground.
feel like I'm doing better than last time we played.
Oh, now we get to go get chocolate milk. Nothing's better than that.
Where's the chocolate milk?
Get in the hole.
Probably in
Handle
the
on my
dairy
leg.
section.
Which way?
Nope.
It's got to be
This
here
is
by the
produce.
watermelons, right? That's gonna get it.
I just realized I haven't given this stream a quote from my planner.
Oh,
My
let's see.
Hobonichi planner.
Do it.
That has daily quotes from Shigesato Itoi, brilliant game designer, creator of Earthbound.
Earthbound.
Earthbound, which was an Earthbound ripoff that was somehow better than the original.
Right there, I see it. Stay there. Go, put me back, put me back, put me back.
Today
grab
he
that
says that
not
flexibility in the hip joint is a symbol of youth.
So true.
Huh,
And
it
yet
is.
profound.
There you go.
Because non-flexibility in your hip joint is a symbol of oldness.
There you
Yep.
go.
Which is why
He
I'm
was
not
also the
flexible.
voice of the father in My Neighbor Totoro, the Japanese version.
Wow, really?
Yeah, he's done a lot of stuff.
That's a
He's
fantastic
kind of my
film.
hero.
Nice. That's a good hero to have. I'm
Now I want to
impressed.
play Earthbound.
Earth Brown?
Oh, dude,
I
I'm
know.
telling you.
It's where everything is brown. Gears of War.
Here's
Do you see that apple?
Gears of Earthbound.
Oh, I see it.
The perfect
Walk
apple.
Walk to the apple. Don't break anything. You guys. that dude totally knows we're an octopus.
You got a banana.
Mike Steffen said, what
trying to
game
get out of
cost
the
you the
apples.
most
There we go.
in broken stuff and anger? His
No,
was
stay
Mirror's
out of there.
Edge.
Mirror's Edge.
What game
Mirror's
makes you
Edge.
the angriest?
Angry?
Oh, man.
I can tell you my single worst gaming experience of all time.
Okay.
That's a good one.
So, I used to play Final Fantasy games with one of my friends just because it's the type of thing where I didn't have the patience to go through it alone, but having a cohort, a partner in crime made it a little bit easier. So, in Final Fantasy X, we got the crazy idea that we were just going to do everything you could possibly do in the game and get every ultimate weapon and just
Where's
complete it,
Tommy's
which
cereal?
takes something like 100 hours. In order to get everyone's ultimate weapon, you have to locate these crazy items in the game that are very hard to get, and there's these sometimes awful mini games that are sort of the key to unlocking the final item. There's this area called the Calm Lands in the game, and in this area there is a
I feel like that name's going to become ironic in a moment.
Indeed. There is a person there that allows you to race chocobos, which are the chicken-like creatures in the Final Fantasy universe.
Right.
And in this
You gotta
particular,
steal it from her cart. She's got the
Oh,
only
you gotta
box.
steal it from her cart.
I don't know if you guys have heard this, but you know, people sometimes say that when you're making a video game, you should focus on doing one thing right rather than taking a bunch of things in a bunch of different genres and jamming them all together, because you know you probably won't do a good job at it.
Octodance.
So
You have to grab the cereal out of her cart.
Squaresoft, not good at making racing games. I don't know if you know that. There's never ever been worse game design jammed into one tiny area than in, I'm trying to grab the cereal by the way, than in Final Fantasy X's chokeboat racing that you need to
Oh my God.
perfect in order to get the, where the,
Isn't it the flashing one on the ground?
I grabbed it.
Yeah, you
I
did.
pulled it out
You
of the
did.
thing. Anyway,
Second most frustrating Sports Johnson cereal, Octodad.
exactly.
2013. 2014.
2014.
2014.
Sushi sample.
My leg is caught in the cart.
Anthony, what?
My punches are dynamite says I once got 0.01 on Chocobo Racing.
I mean, I did it, so I did it too. Well, so the whole thing with that is you had to make your time be 0. You had to do it in such a
maybe
way,
through
grab
the
enough
belly?
items where your timer made it appear that you had left or ended before you had actually left. It was the most frustrating, horrible experience of my entire life.
Wow, that's
I
awful.
finished the game at after playing for around 7 hours at 4:30 in the morning after my friend had abandoned me and gone to sleep.
Straddling
That's
the
what
table.
I look like trying to grab a sushi sample at like 3 a.m.
Oh, are we running now? Run away. Run away. I'll hit him with meat. Just run, just run, just run
trying.
towards the screen.
As soon as we get through this sequence, I think we're going to call it. But
Oh my gosh.
did you guys know you were going to cover Evo Moment 37 when filming the Street Fighter documentary?
Yes, we did.
We pretty much did. We knew it had to be there.
Speaking of,
Such a hallmark moment, you know.
yeah, I feel like for a lot of people that didn't play Street Fighter,
Sushi. I couldn't get unstuck. He had to grab the hoe.
for a lot of people that didn't play
Or the
Street
rape.
Fighter, at least around our office, which was covering video games at the time, people still got interested in that moment. So we knew that there was a lot of drama sort of inherent there, and we were wondering if there was a way that we could take that crunchy, crusty old video from that event and figure out a way to dramatize it where people who weren't quite as invested in the game would still be able to understand why it was special. And we thought we had a pretty good chance of getting Daigo and Justin Wong on camera, and so we decided we should probably go for it.
There you are.
And it worked out.
That's something that I imagine has to be in your head a lot, which is like,
What are you doing back there?
who's your target audience? You can't make a documentary for everyone.
No,
right?
yeah,
Like,
of course not.
So, I mean, who are you aiming for? Are you aiming for the people that are going to know like all the minutia about gaming? Are you trying to introduce it to the sort of the cultural aspects of gaming to like a larger audience, kind of like Indie Game the Movie did? Like, what are you thinking?
I think we're aiming for that, but to a lesser extent. I think this is about, we're not going to
Gotta check out Jason.
really dumb down any of the material. We want it to be something that if your significant other or a parent is in the room with you and they're watching, that hopefully they'll get invested.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not gonna try to explain everything to you. But the other thing is that games, the stories that we're looking at telling, we think are relevant to non-gamers as well as gamers. A lot of the material that we're looking at isn't just like, we're going to tell you how such and such video game was made or anything like that. And because of that, because we're looking at the inherent drama of making games and collecting games and the political aspects of gaming as a cultural movement, it's not so important that you understand games to really appreciate it, but that's why you're going to want to watch to begin with.
Right.
So, just as a video editor, my goal has always been to make the piece engaging enough that once you've started watching, you don't want to stop, no matter what the subject is. That only works to some extent when you're building a show that's reviewing video, about reviewing video games.
Right,
Yeah.
reviewing and previewing video games.
But when the content is something that has a little bit more of a wider audience or potential wider audience, I think that we'll be able to nail it.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried, and I think we want to make a show that people who love video games will love, but that your mom or your boyfriend or girlfriend won't tell you to turn off when you're watching.
That's the tricky bit.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, that's why video games are kind of a perfect subject for an endless amount of stories, because they've touched so many people's lives in ways that nobody can even imagine or sort of really quantify until you actually get them to tell their story.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people that have used video games to help them recover from tragedies. There's military families that communicate over vast distances through video games, There's, it's as much of an art medium as it is a communication medium, and there's nothing else like that exists for humanity. And in that regard, it has the potential to touch everybody's lives in a really unique way, and that gives us a limitless pool of stories to tell.
And the other thing is, like, I think about the programs that I listen to and that I watch that are documentary style, and if you were to take the pieces of the individual stories in those and just lay them out, sometimes I'd be interested in watching, but sometimes I wouldn't. I would have skipped them. But it's the fact that they're curated in such a way that I inherently trust the filmmakers or the radio show makers to do a good job with the programming.
Yeah.
That I'm willing to listen no matter what it is. When I listen to Radiolab, I don't really care what the episode title is or what it's about. I know I'm going to enjoy myself while I'm watching. Same is true of This American Life, 99% Invisible,
A Life Well Wasted. Yeah.
Indie Game the Movie. Like these programs, that they're people that they're made by creators that I can trust. And because of that, like, I'm willing to go for the ride. And I hope that our pedigree is such that the people who like our material feel that way as well. And we want to build this program partially to prove that we're capable of doing this to a new audience that maybe wouldn't have cared about our stuff before. I mean, when we haven't kickstarted anything in the past because we we wanted to, if we knew we only had one shot at it, and if we were going to do it, we wanted to make sure we were going to do it right.
Yeah.
And we are interested in plenty of things besides video games, but it's been a long time. So you know, I want to make a travel show. I'd like to make a food show. I'd like to do things that are outside the realm of video games. But I also feel like we haven't made a great video gaming show in so long that I miss it. And when going out to like really do material that's our material again for the first time in a long time, we knew that we had to do something for the fans that have been stuck with us for so long and who are really missing something that, you know, has been lost since maybe we haven't been doing it for a while. And beyond that, we're not going to do the same thing we did before. We want to make something that's like way better than what we ever made.
Yep.
So
Chicken Dinner says you guys are at $131,429 right now.
Nice.
So it's what, 210,000 is the goal?
210,000 is the goal.
Do you think you're gonna make it? Asked Chicken Dinner.
I like to say that I am cautiously optimistic, like, because you know that's the first question when you anybody who out there who's ever done any crowdfunding thing can probably agree that like the first thing that anybody asks you is, how's your Kickstarter doing? Where's your funding at? Do you think you're gonna make it? And it's like I would be really worried if we weren't where we are now. But we still have a long ways to go, and that's why we need everybody's help out there to like tweet it and spread the word. That's going to mean more to us than anything else that they can possibly do, and that's the only way it's going to get funded.
Yeah, and I'm telling you guys, if you have not, you know, if you're coming in new to this, if you're coming in cold, and you have not seen, you know, you haven't seen Co-op, or you haven't seen I Am Street Fighter, you haven't seen the making of The Last of Us, like go watch those things, check them out. They are for the most part readily available. And then go back this thing, because you will. If you don't know who these guys are and you watch that stuff and you don't want to back this thing, I would be like extremely surprised. Actually, I can't think, like, if you want the right people making a documentary series about video games, these are the guys. And it's bit.ly/Outerlands. They have 10 days left. So go check that out. Next week we will be back with Adam, and also with Alan Wake will return.
Nice.
I'm sorry I couldn't let you guys play Alan Wake.
I understand. I get it.
I mean,
Hey man, you got to be loyal to your bro. I understand.
to be fair, Octodad is sort of the Alan Wake of Octopus games.
yeah,
it is.
it's true.
So he's in a new place. He's trying not to get found out. There's suspicion everywhere.
Yeah, it's
There's,
a survival horror.
Yeah, it kind of
octopus
rips
game.
off Alan Wake. So
You need to
anyway,
dig
we will be back next. What is it? Tuesday we do these? Yeah, it's Tuesday today. We'll be back next Tuesday, 4 p.m. Adam will be back. We'll play some Alan Wake. Go
Awesome.
back Outerlands and follow us on Twitch and YouTube if you don't already. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having
Thanks a
us.
lot, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, Internet. Bye.
I can see you.
Bye.